Answers no one wants, the Joe Biden edition. Sometimes there are answers that no one really wants to have. I mean, it's sort of a human psychology thing that, you get a sign that maybe, hey, this company you're working at and it's where you earn your living and it's how you feed your family. And you've noticed the bosses are in a lot of closed door meetings. And there's some guys and men and women coming in business suits and briefcases and spending a lot of time in those closed door meetings. And you've seen some of your supervisor colleagues, they're brought in from time to time and questioned. And you say to them, hey, how's it going, Joe? Oh, it's good. What was the meeting about? Oh, nothing. And you get to this point where you just don't want to know. People sometimes do this with health conditions. There are people who'll notice, man, that mole's growing in my neck, but it's nothing. And they'll ignore that because they don't want to know. Things that go on in human relationships and people don't want to know, so they don't look into it. There are answers people don't want to have. Most of all, the people around Joe Biden don't want these answers, but it's answers that extend beyond Joe Biden and into an institutional push to make sure that we don't see the answers that they don't want to see. There are public officials who do not want answers to things, and they're answers that we should have. This is a top Biden official. His name is Andrew Bates. And this is kind of sad and pathetic and funny all at once. It's a pretty simple question he gets as he's walking through the hallways at Congress. And here it is.
Did President Biden truly run the White House?
Good morning, Andrew. Keelan Hughes, the Washington Examiner. Do you have any just opening remarks just before you walk in today about your cooperation with the committee? Do you want to say anything about, how Biden's doing currently right now after his visit?
What do you plan to tell the committee?
Are you concerned that anyone could be president?
Is there a way to look more arrogant? No, I'm asking a question. Is there a facial position or a chin position you could have as I replay this? Is there a way that you could look more arrogant than Andrew Bates walking through the halls of Congress here? Look at the facial position, the chin is up. Look at the non-emotional face. He could smile and say, hey, guys, I'm not going to talk about this right now. I'm going to go testify. You know what? I'm going to be under oath. This is all going to be available. Guys, I get it. You're just doing your job, but I'm going to head into this room here and give my statement. Hey, you guys, you'll forgive me if I choose to give my statement to the lawmakers of our country and take accountability from the American people rather than the media. But no, look at the facial expression and the arrogance.
Did President Biden truly run the White House?
Good morning, Andrew. Keelan Hughes, the Washington Examiner. Do you have any just opening remarks just before you walk in today about your cooperation with the committee? Do you want to say anything about, how Biden's doing currently right now?
You don't exist. I don't need to respond to you. You're not even human. It is a point of arrogance. It's a position of arrogance. And there are people who don't want to know. Now, he doesn't want us to know. This is a very simple question. Who ran the White House? It's a very simple answer. President Joseph R. Biden ran the White House. He was the boss. You could even make that statement and not necessarily be lying. You could say it's your opinion. You could state it as he was my boss. He ran things. You couldn't be brought up on perjury. He was my boss. Look at the org chart. He was my boss. Andrew Bates doesn't want the question really looked into. Now, he's just one guy, but there's an edifice behind this, and it gets pretty funny. There's a judge in South Carolina who's blocked something with quite an excuse, something that the voter should have access to. I'll show you that in a second. You should probably have access to your founding documents of your company. I mean, you should be able to go get those, right? I've got mine in my gun safe at home for my corporation. And you should probably be able to open it up and look at it. And if anything on that piece of paper says anything about you personally, like your home address, a personal email, phone number, your social security number, not just your EIN, anything connected to you, you might find out that even if you've owned your business for 15 years, you actually don't have the corporate veil you think you have, even with a corporation. Even if you think you have actual corporate credit, a credit card with your business name on it, you might not. My friends at Visible will tell you in a free, no obligation conversation with them, they will tell you if you have a corporate veil or not. And I don't care if your tax accountant sent this up in conjunction with a tax lawyer. I know people who've had that done, and they've found out that, oh my gosh, I don't have the corporate veil. If I get sued, God forbid, ambulance chasers can go after my retirement account. Here's how to make this happen. Go find out for sure. Their website is GoVisible. That's with a Z. GoVisible.com. If you do not have that corporate veil, they'll set it up for you in 7 easy steps. It's GoVisible.com, GoVisible.com. There's an entire edifice behind making sure that we don't get answers that other people don't want to see. There's a judge in South Carolina who does not want to see the truth behind votes. This comes from Hamit K. Dillon. She runs the Civil Rights Division of the DOJ under President Trump. From the Washington Examiner, judge temporarily blocks South Carolina from giving millions of voters' data to the DOJ. That's interesting. So she notes this. The Civil Rights Division of the Department of Justice will not stand for a state judge's hasty nullification of our federal voting laws. I will allow nothing to stand in the way of our mandate to maintain clear voting rolls. One citizen, one votes, and then she adds on to her own tweet. This was a big old FA, meaning mess around and find out. From a court judge last night in South Carolina, it's purely nonsense, and it won't stand. Guess who issues the Social Security numbers? The federal government. The idea that they're seeking from the DOJ is silly at best. See, what they're seeking is to make sure that they can match up voter rolls with Social Security numbers. And what this judge apparently said is, oh, we can't violate the privacy of voters by letting the Department of Justice see their information, like their Social Security numbers. I don't think it's just that he doesn't want us to see this information. I don't think this judge wants to see this information. Sometimes there's information so meaningful that the people in positions of power can't let you know it, like the example we shared earlier. You're in your office place. This is how you earn your living. This is how you feed your family. And all the important people are suddenly in meetings all the time with a whole bunch of outsiders. Is the company being sold? Is it being shut down? Is it being rolled up? What is it? They don't want you to know, because what they need you to do is continue to be a happy worker bee doing your job. What the people in power need us to do is just be the quiet little worker bees continuing to pay our taxes like good little people.